Making a start with this big piece of breaking news coming in. Pakistan today said an Indian woman married to a Pakistani man is stranded at India's High Commission in Islamabad, prompting India to assert that its national has sought help from the mission, which is providing necessary consular assistance. Pakistan Foreign Office spokesperson Nafeez Zakaria said the Indian woman, identified as Uzma, who went missing from the Indian High Commission in Islamabad last week, is stranded inside the building. Zakaria's remarks came following a Pakistani man's allegations that the Indian High Commission detained his newly wed Indian wife when they went there to apply for his visa. The government sources in New Delhi, however, said the Indian woman sought the help of the Indian High Commission in Islamabad on May 5th. Our Pakistan Bureau Chief Taha Siddiqui has been tracking the very latest coming in from Islamabad. Take us through the latest as you have it, Taha. What are your sources telling you at this point, and how is the Pakistani media reporting this?
Well, the Pakistani media, most of it is talking about how the version of the man, the husband, the alleged husband, Tahir Khan, and his version of the story, because he went to the police and then he went to the media. As far as the Indian High Commission is concerned here, it's saying it's a very sensitive matter, so they do not want to touch it. Some of the reports that WION is getting from Indian government say that the woman is in the building. Which is what the police told me also. I spoke to the police in charge of this particular case a little while ago, and he said that basically the boy has, right now, the alleged husband, he's filed a complaint, so it is not turned into an FIR as of yet, because of the fact that it's in a way it's one step away from a formal charge that the police will place if they find out that she has been unwillingly detained at the Indian embassy. But from what we know from the Indian side of the things, they say that she asked for consular service, which the Indian High Commission has provided her. The police here are saying that they have contacted the Foreign Office in this matter because of the fact that the Foreign Office deals with any foreign persons, and the girl being who basically got married here in Pakistan. From what we're getting to know, that the police told me that she came here a few weeks ago. She was in Bunair, where she got married to this person called Tahir Khan. Those are the documents that the police have. And then when they went to the Indian High Commission, this sort of, according to the boy, it's the detention, but from Indian government sources, it's actually she's asked for consular service. Now tomorrow, the Foreign Office of Pakistan has been involved, and it will try reaching out to the Indian High Commission as business hours resume tomorrow morning, given the fact that we had a 2-day weekend break. So now all of it depends on how tomorrow morning the Foreign Office and the Indian High Commission interact on this particular case.
But this is, as it appears, Taha, apart from the murky details involved, a fresh controversy, a fresh diplomatic row brewing between the two countries, isn't it?
Well, definitely there has been a lot of tension otherwise. In this particular case also now, for example, I mean, if we go back, we know the whole issue between the ceasefire violations, or before that we've had the Kulbhushan Yadav case, or before that we've had India and Pakistan sort of a lot of these sort of altercations and disputes. But this is of a different nature in the sense that it involves a Pakistani civilian and an Indian civilian, and the Pakistani civilian saying something else and the Indian civilian something else. So when I spoke to the police, they are of the view that they will not force anything on the Indian High Commission. They will ask for the girl's statement to be recorded in front of a magistrate, and whatever she says then will be followed by that. So if she wants to, because she's an adult, she has the freedom to move, and she's a foreign national. national. So if she says that she's not willing to stay back here, then she will be allowed to leave. So as of yet, the police are saying that. But once she's presented in front of a magistrate, does she get pressurized, which happens in such cases in the past. We've seen when it comes to marriage cases or forced marriages in Pakistan, if we look at it from that point of view. So in that sense, the police is right now just saying that they want a statement from her, and whatever she says, they will do accordingly. So it hasn't really, and the Foreign Office is involved with it. There hasn't been sort of a spat between the two in a way that the Foreign Office is saying that the Indian High Commission is not cooperating. From what we know right now, it seems like everybody's on board. They want to resolve this matter when business hours resume tomorrow. So it might move towards that rather than a dispute amongst the two countries.
All right, stay on with us, Taha. Let's also get in a fresh update from our senior correspondent, Ramesh Ramachandran, now joining us from New Delhi. Ramesh, what, according to you, is the way that the Indian side will take this up diplomatically? What are the sources telling you at this point?
So, Molly, what the sources are telling WION is that the Indian government and the Indian High Commission in Islamabad will resolve this issue directly by talking to the Pakistan Foreign Office on the one hand, and on the other hand, talking to this woman's family back home in India. So this is what we're given to understand. And just to add, by way of additional information, there were reports appearing in a section of the Pakistani media that the husband of this Indian woman might be called to the Indian High Commission tomorrow, that is Monday, to collect his visa. Now, this is purely based on reports appearing in a section of the Pakistani media. The Indian sources are telling WION that no such invitation has been extended to this gentleman yet. Molly?
Ramesh, also, apart from the details that have surfaced, if you can also take us through the sequence of events, as we, of course, do have the version that's been reported by the Pakistani media, but what is the sequence of events that you have in your possession at this point?
So, Molly, what we are given to understand is that this Indian woman has been identified as one Uzma, and she obtained a Pakistani visa and crossed over into Pakistan on the 1st of May, that is last Monday, via the Atari border. And on the 3rd of May, she allegedly performed the nikah with her husband, a gentleman identified as one Tahir, who belongs to a Bonir in Swat province of Pakistan. And on the 5th of May, that is on Friday, she approached the Indian High Commission because she wanted her husband to apply for the Indian visa so that the couple could travel to her home back here in India. And that is when the Indian High Commission, for reasons best known to it, asked this lady to stay behind in the Indian High Commission. And we're given to understand this lady sought consular assistance from the Indian High Commission, and that she is in safe custody inside the Indian High Commission as of now.
Right, Ramesh, also, if I can get in a quick update from Taha as we speak, as the details are emerging fast, could this, Taha, and how grave is this situation? Could this merely be a case of a misunderstanding here?
Well, from what it appears that this woman, she came here, she applied for Pakistani visa, then she came here, then she went to Bonir, where she performed the nikah, as Ramesh was saying also. It appears that she came here by her choice. But then things turned on Friday when she went to the Indian High Commission with her husband and then never came out. And then apparently the husband had to go to the police, and he filed a complaint saying that his wife has been being detained. So in that sense, we do not know whether or not, this is a misunderstanding or not, but from what it appears, the woman's side she has sought consular access. Definitely, the man's side is saying something else.
Right.
So
A request to just hold that thought there, both Taha and Ramesh. In fact, we're now joined in on the broadcast by the husband of this woman. Appreciate you joining us on the broadcast, sir. If you can take us through the sequence of events at this point. सर, आपसे पूछना चाहूंगी, अभी आपको क्या बताया गया है अथॉरिटीज के द्वारा, क्या अश्योरेंस दी गई है?
अभी उन्होंने मुझे बताया है कि मंडे को दिन के आ जाओ, हम आपको अपनी बीवी से मिलवाएंगे और उसके बाद आप दोनों नीचे तो फैसला कर लेंगे कि आप दोनों को इधर ही रहना है या इंडिया जाना है। अगर इंडिया जाना है तो हम वीजा दे देंगे, इंडिया जाएंगे, और अगर नहीं रहना तो अगर नहीं जाना तो इधर ही रहे।
सर, किस तारीख को आपकी शादी हुई, उसके बाद क्या हुआ? आप अगर हमारे दर्शकों को भी बता सकते हैं कि क्या हुआ है और क्यों इस वक्त आपकी पत्नी जो है आपके साथ नहीं है? क्या आप मतलब हमें बता सकते हैं कि क्या सीक्वेंस ऑफ इवेंट्स रहा?
मैंने उसको स्पॉन्सर जो था ना, वो मैंने उसके लिए भेजा था। उसके बाद उसको मेरी बीवी ने उधर नई दिल्ली में वीजा लगवाई और 1 मई को वो पाकिस्तान आई थी। फिर 3 मई को हमारी शादी हुई थी। 5 मई को हम इंडियन एम्बेसी चले गए मेरे लिए वीजा लेने के लिए कि मैं वीजा लगवा लूँ। मैं उसके साथ इंडिया जा रहा था। तो जब हम उधर पहुंच गए इंडियन एम्बेसी पे, 1 नंबर काउंटर पे हमने पूछा तो उन्होंने मेरी बीवी को अंदर ही बुलाई। तो वो जब उसको अंदर ही बुलाई, मैं बाहर वेट कर रहा था। जब वो अंदर गई वो तकरीबन 3 बजे का टाइम था। 7 बजे तक मैंने वेट किया। जब मैं थर्ड गेट पे जाते मैंने उधर ही पूछा कि अंदर मेरी बीवी है, वो पीछे वाले गेट तो बंद हो गया है, अभी वो अंदर क्या कर रही है, तब निकलनी है उसको। तो उन्होंने मुझे बताया कि अंदर कोई भी नहीं है। तो फिर मैंने उसको बताया कि वो मेरे सामने अंदर ही है, आप लोगों ने 6 नंबर गेट से अंदर बुलाई है और उसके पास जो बाहर खड़े थे वो भी आप लोगों ने अंदर ही बुलाया है। तो उन्होंने मुझे बोला ज्यादा बातें हमसे नहीं करना, लेकिन कोई पता नहीं है कहाँ है कहाँ नहीं, लेकिन अंदर एम्बेसी में कोई भी नहीं है। उसके बाद जब मैं एम्बेसी से शटल बस से जो मेन गेट पे आया, उधर हमारे खून पड़े थे। मैंने जब खून चेक किए तो वो 3 खून भी इंडिया के एम्बेसी वालों ने लेके गए थे। वो खून भी उसी रात हमें नहीं मिला। उसके बाद मैं थाने पे जाकर मैंने रिपोर्ट करा और अपने फार्मासिस को एप्लीकेशन लिखा। तो उसके बाद हफ्ते के दिन 10 बजे के वक्त मुझे ये पता चला कि हाँ मेरी बीवी इंडियन एम्बेसी में है और मेरे जो खून थे वो भी उधर पड़े थे। उसके बाद मेरे उससे बात हुई कि उन्होंने बोला कि 12:30 बजे हम मिलवाएंगे। मैंने उसको बोला ऑफिस लेके आ सकती हो उसको, तो उन्होंने बोला नहीं। फिर मैंने उसको बोला कि थाने लेके आ सकती हो, तो उन्होंने बोला नहीं। मैंने बोला एम्बेसी में जो वीजा रिसेप्शन होती है उधर हम मुझे मिलवा सकते हो? उन्होंने बोला हाँ इधर आ जाओ, हम मिलवाएंगे। जब मैं उधर ही पहुंच गया तो उन्होंने उसी जगह से भी इनकार कर लिया। उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि एम्बेसी तो अंदर ही आ जाओ। मैंने उनको बोला कि मुझे एम्बेसी अंदर नहीं आना, मुझे इधर ही मिलाओ। तो उन्होंने बोले इधर हम नहीं मिलवा सकते। फिर 4-5 बंदे अंदर से निकल गए, मेरे साथ बाहर बैठे थे। उन्होंने ये बात मुझसे की कि आप मंडे को के दिन को आ जाओ, हम आप दोनों को मिलवाएंगे। तो आप दोनों की मर्जी है, आप अपना बीवी बुनियाद को ले जाना है या उसके साथ इंडिया जाना है, आप दोनों की मर्जी होगी। तो इंशाल्लाह सुबह मैं एम्बेसी जाऊंगा, फिर देख लेते हैं कि क्या हो रहा है।
आप क्या अभी अपील क्या करना चाहेंगे अथॉरिटी से?
मैं अपील यही चाहता हूँ कि ये जो 2 दिन हम मेरी बीवी के अंदर उन्होंने रखी है, उन्होंने अभी तक मुझे ये भी नहीं बताया कि हमने किसी वजह से रखे। मैंने बहुत बार रिक्वेस्ट की कि मुझे सिर्फ इतना बता दो कि वजह क्या है कि आप लोगों ने उनको मेरी बीवी को अंदर बिताया है, लेकिन अभी तक उन्होंने मुझे कुछ भी नहीं बोला कि क्या वजह है। जब पहली बार कल हफ्ते के दिन 12:30 बजे जब मैं एम्बेसी वालों से मिल गया तो मैंने उनसे पूछा कि आप लोगों ने क्यों रखी है, तो उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि वो इधर आई है, वो सो रही है, शायद वो थकी हुई है, या हमने अभी तक कुछ भी सवाल उनसे नहीं किए। तो मैंने उसको बोला कि ये तो होटल नहीं है, एम्बेसी है, अगर वो अंदर आप लोगों ने सेक्ट नंबर जैसे अंदर ही बुलाई है, ऐसे आम लोग तो कोई भी एम्बेसी को अंदर नहीं जा सकता, लेकिन उन्होंने बोला ये इंडियन नेशनल नेशनल है, ये आ सकती है। तो फिर मैं बोला चल ठीक है ये आ सकती है, लेकिन आप लोगों ने पूछा नहीं कि हाँ किसलिए आई हो, क्या कर रही हो, या उसकी गलती क्या है या मेरी गलती क्या है, तो आप लोगों ने अंदर बिठाई है। अभी तक कुछ भी जवाब मुझे नहीं मिला कि उन लोगों ने अंदर क्यों रखी है, लेकिन सिर्फ इतना मुझे पता है कि इंशाल्लाह हम एम्बेसी जाके देख लेते हैं। उन्होंने बोला है कि मिलवाएंगे।
ताहिर, उज़मा ने ये अलेज करा है कि उनके इन-लॉज ने उनको हैरेस करा है। क्या आप हमें बता सकते हैं क्या कुछ पर्सनल डिफरेंसेस रहे हैं आप दोनों के बीच में?
क्या बोली?
उज़मा ने ताहिर ये अलेज करा है, जो रिपोर्ट्स आ रही हैं कि उज़मा ने ये अलेज करा है कि उनके इन-लॉज ने, यानी कि आपके माता पिता ने उनको हैरेस करा है। आप रिस्पॉन्ड करना चाहेंगे? उनको तंग किया है, उनको तकलीफ पहुंचाई है?
नहीं, ऐसी बात तो कोई भी नहीं है। वो मैंने एम्बेसी वालों को बताया कि उसकी तरफ से अगर कोई बयान वगैरह है तो मुझसे मिला दो। वो मुझे खुद ही बोलेगी ना कि हाँ ये है या ये है, ये सारे जो बातें है ना उन्होंने अपनी मुँह से कुछ भी नहीं बोला अभी तक।
लेकिन क्या
मैंने बात
जी
मैंने उसको बोला कि मेरे बात करा दूं उससे, तो अभी तक उन्होंने बात भी नहीं की और मुलाकात भी नहीं देखा।
लेकिन फिर भी ताहिर, क्यों ऐसा कहा जा रहा है, क्यों उज़मा ऐसा कह रही है कि उनके इन-लॉज ने उनको तंग किया है, उनको हैरेस किया है?
ऐसे तो कोई बात नहीं है। कुछ वो सुनो ना, ये तो मई को वो पाकिस्तान आई है, 3 मई को हमारी शादी हुई है और 5 मई को हम इंडिया एम्बेसी चले गए हैं। वो तो घर में रही मिली है, दो दिन के फासले है ना।
आपको इस वक्त क्या अश्योरेंस दी गई है इंडियन हाई कमीशन इन इस्लामाबाद के द्वारा?
उन्होंने ये बताया है कि आप मंडे के दिन को आ जाओ, आप दोनों मिलकर फिर आप फैसला कर लेंगे, आप दोनों को इधर ही रहना है या इंडिया जाना है, ये फैसला आप दोनों कर लेंगे।
लेकिन आपकी बातचीत नहीं हो पाई है उज़मा से तब उस दिन के बाद?
नहीं, अभी तक न मैंने न वो फोन दे रहा है और न मुलाकात।
जी, जब आपने वापस स्टाफ जो था हाई कमीशन पे उनसे पूछा कि उज़मा कहाँ है, आपकी बीवी कहाँ है, तो आपसे क्या बोला गया?
तो पहले दिन उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि अंदर कोई भी नहीं है। मैं बोला कि उसकी नाम उज़मा है, उसने बोला कि उज़मा न लड़की है अंदर और न लड़का है। उसने बोला उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि हमारे जो शादी है वो भी सारे निकले हुए हैं। वो 7 बज रहे थे ना उस वक्त शाम को।
राइट ताहिर, अगर आप हमसे बने रहें, आपसे हम बातचीत कर रहे हैं लगातार, आप प्लीज फोन लाइन पे बने रहिएगा हमारे साथ। Taha, that's the version coming in from the husband. We've got that exclusive conversation with the husband of Uzma, Tahir Khan, there narrating the entire sequence of events. If you can also, for the benefit of our viewers, put forth the sequence, because as Tahir is pointing out, he went to the embassy, he went to the High Commission in Islamabad. The staff there had told him that his wife is not inside. He's also denying that there are any personal differences between him and his wife. But there are these allegations surfacing, according to what's being reported, Taha, that the wife has alleged that her in-laws had harassed her. If you can confirm that and provide more details to us on that.
Well, from what we know right now, the woman hasn't come forward to give any statement on record, and that's what the police is looking after. As far as the husband's current statements are concerned in the interview, when he says that he's been to the embassy, from what we know on ground here, he has been going to the embassy, but because the embassy has been closed, they've been telling him that it will open on Monday, and somewhere along those lines, he has assumed that on Monday they will allow him access to the girl. But from what we understand, on Monday, basically now the Foreign Office and the Indian High Commission will talk. Definitely, from what we know, this woman, she traveled to Pakistan, to Bunair, and the documents that he has provided to the police do confirm that he married her on the 3rd of May. But on the 5th of May, as far as what we know, she went to the Indian High Commission here in Islamabad. She came from Bunair, which is around about 300 kilometers from Islamabad. So she came here, she went to the embassy, and then, as now we just heard, he says that she went inside for an interview and then never came out. So definitely inside there, she must have communicated something. So from what we know from the other side of the sources is that she is seeking consular access. So definitely she is demanding consular access, not contacting her husband. So there are these missing links, and the husband, from what it appears, is not telling the full story. From what I have seen, talking to the police, talking to the sources here on ground, and understand, and then even the Pakistan Foreign Office. So all of this is from very different from his understanding of how things are going right now.
Right, stay with us, Taha. I believe we've unfortunately lost that audio line for the moment with Taha. We'll just try and get him back on the line. But Ramesh, if I can come to you on this, we've just heard the husband himself narrate that entire sequence of events, but a lot of question marks still remain and a lot of missing links still there in that entire narrative.
Absolutely, Molly. Now, as Taha rightly pointed, there are many missing links in this story, as it were, and we need to be able to fill the gaps, as it were, to gain a better appreciation or understanding of the facts of the case as they obtained before us, even as we speak. But that said, Molly, we don't know yet whether it's a humanitarian story or is there more than meets the eye, because at the moment we have only Tahir's version to go by. We haven't spoken to this Indian woman yet, but we're given to understand that she is in safe custody, in safe hands inside the Indian High Commission in Islamabad, and that the Indian sources are telling beyond that they will take up this matter and resolve it directly with the Pakistan Foreign Office on the one hand, and this woman's family back home in India. So as things stand at the moment, we have only Tahir's version to go by, and that, to put it mildly, is only half the story told.
And as we speak, of course, there is that consular access that we're talking about, and we are looking at India and Pakistan, of course, taking this up diplomatically. Taha, according to the narrative put out by the husband, we are also looking at these serious allegations of harassment being raised by Uzma. Now, if in case there is any truth in those allegations, which of course we will know in some time from now, that could again add a separate layer to this entire episode, because it might just be another case of personal differences. So we still don't know the entire picture.
Well, definitely when I spoke to the police in charge here who are looking after the case, and I put this question to him also, asking him whether or not he believes that there is some sort of personal differences, or did you inquire this from the man? Right now they're saying that they're basically trying to get access to the girl, and they haven't been unable to get that access, and because of that they cannot say any further. But from the man's point of view, the man's sort of the questioning that he has gone through with the police, thereby they say that she came here by choice, but something changed on Friday when she visited the Indian High Commission, and then now when they've tried to contact the Indian High Commission, they haven't been unable to get access to her, and that is why they've contacted the Foreign Office, because according to the SHO, the station house officer, where this police complaint has been registered, that person, I spoke to him myself, and he says that basically if the girl comes on record and says that she does not want to go back with Tahir, she wants to go back home to India, they will have no problems. But if she says otherwise, then there could be a formal complaint that
All right, Taha and Ramesh, we're completely running out of time. We've unfortunately also just in the nick of time lost that connection with Taha. But of course, point noted, we do have these initial details as of now. But what appears to be a fresh diplomatic row emerging between India and Pakistan, we will have to wait and watch as to how this will proceed and will be taken up by either side diplomatically. But as of now, the fate of Uzma hanging in mid-air, we do not know what the next few hours really hold for Uzma and Tahir. We also got for you that exclusive conversation with Tahir Khan, the husband, who's been narrating the entire sequence of events, talking about how he's not been allowed to talk or meet with his wife. We're going to leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much once again to both Ramesh Ramachandran and Taha Siddiqui for joining us on the broadcast. With that, it's a wrap. Stay tuned. Lots more on the other side.